video I'm going to show you how I work my rounds in the berry wood sweater, where I use single crochet rounds and motif rounds with 3 double crochet motifs. So first I wanted to show you the seam. So this is my seam. It is exactly in the middle of this motifs, but you almost don't see a difference. So to show you how I'm going to do this, I will start with the sleeve. So then you can also see how I start in the sleeve. And here in the sleeve I made double crochets in the armpit to make it more firm. So we want to start at the height of this motif, so that's why I need to start in my 5th double crochet. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 5th double crochet. So this is where I will start. And I know that I need to work on the wrong side, but I'm going to attach my yarn from the right side by just a slip stitch that I pull tight, like this. And now I'm going to chain 1, and this 1 chain, that will count as a stitch. So in this stitch I don't need to make another stitch. So I'm just going to turn my work now, and I do that because now my yarn end is on the wrong side of my work, on the inside. And now I'm going to single crochet around until the end. So in every stitch I'm going to single crochet . So here I need to have a better look, because this was my last double crochet, and now I need to continue on the yoke, because this was the first row of the body, and now I'm going to continue on the yoke, and that's in the motifs. So this part we're just going to skip, because this is the single crochet row. So now I'm just going to continue in the motifs. So like this until the end. So see you there. So I'm almost at the end. I single crocheted in all the motifs, as you can see here. So this was my last. Now I'm going to skip this part and going straight to my last stitch, because there was, for me in my size, there were 6 stitches underneath the armpit, and we started in the 5th one. So there is this last stitch over here. I'm going to make my single crochet, and now we need to close the round, and I'm going to take a stitch marker to show you, because maybe that was easier in the beginning. But so this is my first single crochet over here. So here we attached the yarn in this stitch, and this was the first single crochet. I'm going to mark this just to make it clear. So to close my round, I'm going to insert in this first single crochet. So I'm skipping the chain 1. I'm going to insert in the top of my single crochet and make a slip stitch. And now you need to pull the slip stitch so that it's the same length as the top of any other stitch. So these are also V's on the tops of the single crochets. And now you can see here that I'm going to take the marker away again. That I just pulled my slip stitch not too tight, but so that the V is just as big as over here. Now we are going to turn without a turning chain and have a look at the right side where we will continue our work. My yarn is at the back, and now we can really see over here that this is the slip stitch that I made that I did not pull tight. So in here I'm going to start with my motif by without making a turning chain. I'm just going to insert into the slip stitch and making a single crochet, and on top of that I add one chain. So this will count as my first double crochet of the motif. So in this same slip stitch I'm also going to make another double crochet. And now we can continue making motifs. So we need to skip 2 stitches and then 3 double crochets in the next. And that's how I will continue. Skip 2, 3 in the next. And important here is that my new motifs need to be in the middle of the motifs in the row below. So that's something that you need to check, or else you started wrongly, because you want the motifs nicely to align. So I will see you back at the end. So again, almost back at the end. So here you can see that my motifs nicely align. The armpit I'm just going to continue until I have 2 stitches left. So as you can see now, I have 2 stitches left over here, and then I'm back at the beginning, but this is just an unfinished motif. As you can see, contains 1 double crochet and a single crochet with the chain 1. So to finish this motif, I'm going to insert again in the slip stitch of the previous row, which is over here, where these other 2 stitches are also made. And there I make a double crochet. So now it looks like this. And now I'm going to insert in the top of the double crochet that I made, the first double crochet, which is this one over here. So don't confuse it with the chain one, because this is single crochet, chain 1. This is the top of my double crochet. And again, you can also, when you just made this double crochet, you can mark it with a marker, just to make it clear for yourself that this is the place where you need to insert at the end. So I'm going to insert in the top of this double crochet and make a slip stitch. And again, I'm just going to tighten the slip stitch so that it has the same length as the top of all my other stitches. And now we closed the round, and now I have a motif with the seam in the middle of my motif. So for the next round, we're just going to chain 1, because this will count as my first single crochet for the next round. So I'm going to turn, as this is made on the wrong side, and therefore we now need to skip this slip stitch, and that's at the middle of the motif. So that's this one we are going to skip, and now single crochet into the next. And maybe now I'm just going to use this marker again to mark my first single crochet. And now we just need to single crochet in every stitch until the end again. So see you there. So I'm almost back at the beginning. So I need to make 2 more stitches. This is the last single crochet in this motif. And as we start in the middle of the motif, I also need to make a single crochet in my last stitch, which is over here. And now we need to close the round. Again, in the top of my first single crochet. So that's over here. I'm going to insert in the top again and making a slip stitch like this. And now my chain 1 with the slip stitch are forming a single crochet. So this also counts as a stitch. And we closed round 3, so doing one more time the motif round just to show you. So now I'm turning again and I need to start in the middle of my motif, so that's in the slip stitch that I closed my previous round with. I'm just going to go into the slip stitch and make a single crochet with a chain 1 to make it a double crochet, and then another double crochet in this same place, which is again the start of the next motif. So I hope that that everything is clear like this, and that you can continue working on this nice sweater, and hope to see the result. Thanks for watching.